Right, back at home.
Back at home.
We're playing St Mirren at home after a really tough European tie, which we got to put out, but it shows that we're capable of playing at that standard. So that's good.
Yeah.
Do you know what I mean? I think we saw the squad. We've made a couple of changes, mostly up front.
Yeah, glitchy stuff.
Yeah, so that'll be good. Other than that, I don't really know where to start, to be honest with you. I'm just coming here hoping for a win, and then
Definitely
see how.
To boost us up further. I definitely feel like we have the capability to win. It's not like we were played off the park when we were knocked out of Europe.
Exactly.
We made every team we went up against fight for it.
Exactly.
So
coming back here, I think it's more for morale, I would say. Would you say that? For morale, more than getting knocked out of the Europe, everyone was kind of deflated a wee bit, even though we played brilliantly, and we were so proud of the guys. It kind of made us feel that we were...
I feel like in another day, we probably could have actually made it
we were
through.
Literally a minute. Last kick of the ball away, do you know what I mean? You couldn't have got any closer. But anyway, on to today's game. Some changes. Obviously, we're going to hope for a Hibs win. But are you going to go as far as predicting a scoreline?
Well, I'll do so. We've like we said, we've been playing. We played really well in Europe, and I feel like if we can at least take that sort of ability here back home to St Mirren, we can definitely put up numbers. I will say, we really had any clean sheets recently?
No, we haven't.
So I do think we're going to have a clinical offence. I think if I was to put down a score line, I'd say maybe 3-1 Hibs.
3-1?
Because we've been putting up at the very least 2 goals a game.
Yeah, true. So my heart was going to go 2-0 because I seem to just pick 2-0 all the time. But because we keep giving away goals, I'm going to say 2-1 Hibs.
Yeah.
Or 2-1. But at the end of the day, we're both looking for a Hibs win. And yeah, so let's head inside and let's see how the game goes.
We perform.
Right guys, full time 1-1.
1-1.
What do we say about that?
Where do we start?
Right. Personally, I feel we played not to lose. I'm not saying we played for the draw. I think if they had got the winner, they would have been happy. But there was no indication from me that they went out to win that game for the off. Yeah. Not one.
There wasn't a lot of movement or enthusiasm. It was very still football.
Yeah, there was no movement going forward. Like Rocky and Hanley only had eyes for playing sidewards or backwards. The midfield was stagnant, and that's me being polite. The strikers tried to make runs, they tried to make movement,
but they were getting no supply.
But there was no supply to them at all.
I was saying it on the way up, it felt like the same team wanting to play 2 different games.
Yeah.
The midfield was more than happy to just pass it about in the second half. There was
not even the second half, first half. There was no indication that, like, there was, yes, we had chances, but you had chances without getting out of first gear. Like, if we had to jump into second gear there, that game was won. 100% that game was won.
The game was absolutely winnable, because when you've seen how we've played before, especially against, like, not even taking Europe into account, just Livingston, for example, the game we played against them, like, we're better than what we've shown.
100%.
And I feel especially gutted, I was saying as well on the way up, for the strikers, because it looked like they were genuinely wanting to make something. Klidje as well, bless him, he was getting not only was he trying to make runs, he was getting battered a bit by the St Mirren defence for doing so. I think
he was double manned the entire game.
He was double manned the entire game. There was several times where he had his shirt pulled twice. He was in the box and a defender mashed him against the second defender to make him drop. I feel bad for Klidge, but if I'm Klidge, at the very least, I'm taking out of that start of the game, people are already needing to double mark me. So that shows he's definitely got the potential.
There's a threat there, but yeah. So we want to talk about the goals. The St Mirren goal, for example, I think it came off the guy's shin by the looks of where the angle we were at.
Yeah.
And it just went in the corner. I don't think there was anything amazing about it.
It wasn't a spectacular goal, but it was enough to get past.
But I've got to say, it's the same with our goal. I don't think there was anything massively in it. I think it was just a scramble in the box that Klidge had the header up, and I think Rocky just finished it off.
Yeah.
Again,
both goals weren't really like a show of each side's skill. It felt more like a scramble, and then it just happened to roll in the back of the net. It wasn't like amazing goals by any stretch of the imagination.
I feel, like I says, I don't think both teams went out to win that game. I think both teams went out just not to lose.
Yeah.
Because there was no urgency for either side.
Yeah.
I felt they went down like a ton of bricks every time somebody touched them. But then was quite happy to foul us and then play victim. You know what I mean? But hey ho, it
was the usual thing. They fall over like a sack of bricks. I'm pretty sure there was someone who went down after dive heading a ball like they'd been kicked in the head.
Yeah.
And it's like, come on.
I know.
They were wasting time. The get go. If I will give something to St Mirren's, at the very least, their fans came out in full force. They were singing for the start at the very least, but the actual players themselves. It was.
I think that's the thing. Is tonight it's probably both sets of fans are frustrated because both sets of fans turned up and both sets of players didn't.
Yeah,
I think that's kind of where it is. Right, there's not much to talk about. I think that was pretty much it. Man of the match. Do you agree or do you disagree?
It's difficult, in my opinion, to pick man of the match in this particular game. Yeah, Rocky, as usual, he was fairly solid in the back. He did get the goal that brought us up to level.
Personally, if you had to shout, I would say, even though he didn't get a goal but his movement off the ball and his willingness to even track St Mirren players down, to me, I think Klidge was up there for man of the match.
Klidge, I noted it quite early that one thing I like about Klidge a lot, not just that he's willing to make runs, but he's willing to defend as well. I was keeping an eye on him during the match, and he was closing down passing lanes. He was going in for tackles.
He was the one that was like, if there was somebody was going to make something happen, it was going to be him.
Yeah.
But unfortunately,
I feel gutted for Klidge.
Yeah, unfortunately, it wasn't to happen. Finishing off on a positive, we are still unbeaten this season,
which is something to take out of it.
Yeah, which is something to take out of it. We have got 5 points out of possible 9. So it's no doom and gloom.
It's no.
I mean, we've still got a game in hand. If we win our game in hand, we're 3rd place. But God knows when that game is going to happen, because it's a Premier Sports game against Falkirk, so they'll need to organise it for that. I do
believe Falkirk
won by the last time we checked, they had won against.
It was 1-0, I believe. And if you're a lot curious about the other goals, what was it? The Dundee derby.
Yeah, they won 2-0.
It's a switch.
The Old Firm finished 0-0.
The Old Firm finished 0-0, which makes Rangers 7th, which is funny.
That is funny.
But we were seeing it on the televisions in the back when we came in, because we've been to the Dundee stadium, and can you really consider either a home or away when they're pretty much across the road for each other?
Yeah, it's one of those stadiums where you think are you really playing away from home? But anyway,
But
we digress.
Getting
back to us. We are not. That's us for the international break. We are not back until I think the 13th of September. I'm not too sure, but I think we've got Dundee at home, which we hope to get tickets for.
Oh, before we sign off, last minute penalty check. Handball or not?
Christ, I completely forgot about that. Yeah, well, I need to see that back.
We'll absolutely need to see that back.
Because
From where we were standing,
it was a clear handball.
It was a clear handball. Absolutely.
Every section of that Hibs fans claimed it.
Yep.
Do you know what I mean? You saw St Mirren. Even the St Mirren players' heads were down. They didn't want to check. They didn't want to look at the referee.
Yeah.
That to me is an indication.
That is an indication.
There's a real shout for a penalty here. So
we'll need to look it back.
Yeah, but I don't want to say. Well, for where we were, it was a penalty. But I'm not going to say it definitely was a penalty until I see it back.
Because we've been wrong before about cause.
Exactly.
I've been wrong before.
We've always been very open about being wrong and going, right, well, maybe we should just wait and see.
Yeah.
And this is one of those ones that's a wait and see. And waiting and seeing is also what we're going to do with Hibs. We're going to wait and see what happens in the transfer deadline day. There is talks of Lyndon Dykes coming to us, which is a great shout. There's also a whisper that Yuan might be on his way to Liga Warsaw. Maybe that's why he wasn't in the squad today.
Maybe.
So we'll wait and see what deadline day does for us. But most to the point, we are now going to go home. We're going to relax and wait for the next Hibs game. So without further ado, thank you for watching, guys. Come on the Hibs.